Welcome to our Apartment Owners Educational Webinar. Over the course of the next 90 minutes, we'll be answering those most pressing questions when it comes to apartment ownership here in Southern California. Now, the gentlemen that I have with me this afternoon bring decades of information to the table, not only in terms of the experience they have in their own fields, but being multifamily investors, real estate investors themselves. My name is Chris German, also known as the Apartment Dealer. And for the last 12 years, I've been bringing this educational platform initially to clients in 2008. That's what spawned this event. Up until most recently, in March, we hosted an event the day before the governor announced the stay-at-home order. In any case, we've always helped landlords address the pressing issues at the time. In 2008, the economy was falling apart. March of this year, many believed because of this new virus that had entered the world, there would be an economic winter upon us.
We had to come up very quickly in March with a plan for what we were going to do. It was clear to us that at some point the government was going to say you can't evict people, so we didn't even consider that a good alternative to begin with. What we did is we mobilized all of our resident managers at all of our apartment units, and as lawyers, we advised our landlord clients to mobilize their resident managers and property management companies, and for those who manage their own properties themselves, to monitor and see who's not paying the rent. If the rent came in, there was nothing to do. But if rent didn't come in from a particular tenant at a particular time, the idea was you would go to that tenant and have a conversation in person, masked, 6 feet apart, or by telephone, not by email, not by text.
Let's say you're a landlord. I have one client where there's a rent strike where no one in the building is paying rent, and yet they still have to service the debt with the bank, they still have to pay the property taxes, they still have to service the insurance, and still maintain the grounds from the roof to the gardening, etc. So as a result, we're gonna have a large loss for 2020. And that loss, under the CARES Act, we can go backwards. It's something called a net operating loss carryback, where we can go back up to 5 years and amend up to 5 years worth of tax returns to capture those losses in previous years that there was some tax liability.
I would say unprecedented uncertainty. And I'll just say in one sentence, I'm real familiar with knowing the rules of engagement. And all of a sudden they change without my permission and without my vote. And I'm concerned about that.
The massive amount of uncertainty is what concerns, much like Bruce, concerns me more than anything. It's hard to navigate if you don't know what the rules of engagement are. And as you said, Chris, they're changing literally every single day. And so you know, your clients are feeling it, I'm feeling it, my staff's feeling it. Everybody involved in the housing industry is starting to feel the pressure and the stress of the constant changes.
Now, the state and local governments have taken extreme measures to protect tenants and essentially offered no relief to landlords. So for Spear and Brennan, lawfully, because I get this question a lot, lawfully, what can landlords do to fight back and not just sit there and wait for the next piece of legislation?
Is migration trends. How does a state gain population? So for the next decade, California is going to gain 100% of its population from birth over death. That's not an adult. It's going to lose migration to other states that are going to outpace immigration. So the only population gain in California is going to be babies. That's not very good demand for real estate.